Today is July 25th, 2013 at 4:10 p.m. and I'm sitting with Mr. Tom Maneotis. So yeah, thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
If you'd like to go ahead and start with...
Well, I was born in Oak Creek, Colorado on August 19, 1934, at which time my mother passed away giving me birth. And a few months later, my dad went back to Greece and remarried my stepmother. So they came back here. She didn't like it too well here and had problems and so on and so forth. And her dad died, so she wanted to go back home. So my dad was in the sheep business, so he sold out, and they moved back to Greece with the intent to spend the rest of their lives in Greece. In 1939, he found out about World War II coming on. He tried to leave the country. There was no way that we could get out of the country.
From the U.S.?
In Greece. We had to stay in Greece.
Mm-hmm.
Because, so then we lived there all through World War II in Greece. In 1946, in March of 1946, finally we got to leave there. So we came back, and he came back to Craig. He'd done some looking around, looking for a business, agriculture, mostly sheep business. He found an outfit he bought in November 1946 and went back into the sheep business. So therefore we settled back in Craig at that time in March of 46. And I've lived here since then.
Wow.
I went to school here, started school, the first grade, when I was 12 years old. I didn't speak English. I had to learn the language. And I got two half-brothers. And my first brother, George, he went to school. He was old enough to go to school. My little brother was still too young to go to school. Anyway, in September of 1947, he was coming back from Steamboat Springs one morning in an automobile accident outside of Hayden, and he was killed.
Oh my goodness.
So, in other words, a year after, not quite a year after, he bought his business. We lost him. And then we had to sell out everything again and do the best we can. And here we were starting from scratch again. My stepmother, a widow, and my two brothers. We went through school in Craig. All three of us graduated from high school in Craig. We worked various things and various jobs and everything. Thank the good Lord, we made it through. Then in 1957, 1955, through school, we were sweethearts from high school. I married her, and we got married in 1955. And then at the same time, within 60 days, I got drafted for the service. I went to the United States Army. I got my training in Fort Carson. Then I was shipped to Korea. Spend 18 months over there. I returned to Craig. Then I went to work for various things. I worked for filling stations. I worked for Craig Steel and Salvage. I worked for several carpentry work, several different places in town. Worked for Bill's Supermarket, the last job I had with them. Then I opened up a little grocery store of my own.
Oh, wow.
Here in town. It didn't last very long, lasted about a year and a half or so. And I went broke on that business.
Mhm.
So finally, in 1963, I went to work for Floyd Reed. He was the Chevrolet dealer here in Craig,
Mhm.
and Larry Cook was his partner. I worked for Floyd and Larry together as a car salesman for 7 years.
Mhm.
Then Larry Cook bought Floyd Reed out, and I worked for Larry Cook for 4 years as a general manager.
Mhm.
Then in 1975,
Mhm.
Northwest Sales became available. It's set where the Craig Ford's sitting now. My brother-in-law Ron Higgins worked for them as salesman. And the people that owned it then was Chuck Connors and 3 other partners.
Mhm.
And they offered it to him for sale, to buy it, and he decided he was going to buy it, but he needed some help, and so he and I went into partnership,
Mhm.
and we started Victory Motors on that location on the Highway 40, first of April of 1975.
Wow.
At that time, I had Pontiac, Buick, GMC, and International. A couple of years later, International went out of business, so we got rid of that franchise.
Mhm.
And then in 1978, we had to look back where we had to renew. We had a 5-year lease with that. And we decided to look around, so we went out west, out by the Holiday Inn, where we are now, on Highway 13, going towards Meeker, and bought some acreage out there,
Mhm.
and built a new facility there, built a new dealership there. And we moved into that in April of 1980.
Mm.
So we have been there since then.
Mhm.
In I can't quite remember.
That's all right.
Somewhere between in 1985 and 1987, my partner Ron wanted to sell out, so I bought him out.
Mhm.
And then my kids come into the business with me. My 3 sons, and we continued to operate as Wesley. Then in 1987 or 1988, and like I said, we had the GM lines.
Mhm.
Chrysler came in and offered us the Chrysler lines, which we have now, Dodge, Plymouth, Dodge, Chrysler. That was in 1988, so we added that franchise into this business that we have now. Been very successful, been happy with the business, and good. 2009, 2010, where Chrysler and GM had their financial problems, the government came along to bail them out. They decided that nationwide they had to cut off X number of dealers.
Okay.
And so therefore, at that time, they took all the GM lines away from us, which we were down to Pontiac, GMC, and Buick. So they removed those from Craig completely.
Oh, wow.
So we have continued on with the Chrysler product. Let's say that's the business aspect of it. In our marriage between my wife Deidre and I, we had 4 children.
Mhm.
Oldest is Irene Kitzman, and then the next is Chris Maneotis, then Steve Maneotis, and then Tony Maneotis. They all range from their ages from 57 to 40. I think my youngest one, my baby, is 47. So we had 2 homes in our marriage and our life together. We've been fairly active in the community. We've supported a lot of different things. That's the highlights of the whole thing. Of course, there's a lot of things in between that happened that I don't think it's necessary to go into.
Okay.
But that's it's something that goes to prove to you that this has been the land of the free and the land of opportunity, and for people to go ahead with their lives and establish businesses and do well. Now, unfortunately, things are going the other way around this day and age, and it's a pity, and I hope some way or another it turns for the best.
Right.
Other than that, I don't know what to say. I mean,
no, that was great. That was a great timeline. I didn't even have to ask any questions. So, just to go back a little bit,
go ahead.
Can you speak to your childhood and what it was like to grow up here in Craig?
Oh yeah. It was good, like I said. But whenever then I lost my father, it became very lonely, very hard to survive. In other words, we played some sports with the kids and like that, but we had to go to work. We had to go make a living.
Right.
I know when I was in the 7th grade, I went to work for Safeway right across the street from here.
Right.
There used to be a Safeway store, and I worked there as a carry-out boy. I worked in several different places in town. My mother worked and all that. It was good, and like I told you earlier, we had some times that we played in this building. This gymnasium was in here, and we played basketball in that, and we had fun, and it was good. It was a good times. Got along with the kids in the school, had great teachers, good school systems. It just and having to live in a foreign country until when I left there, I was 12 years old. It makes you appreciate and realize what we have here in the United States.
Right.
And it's a different life from over there to over here altogether. We were scared to death when we first come over. When we'd hear an airplane go over, I would go look for cover to hide of the Germans that bombing us and stuff in the old country. It took a while to get over it, but it's been a good life. I got a lot of good friends, and I am ever grateful to all of them. Locked out, got a good wife. She put up with me for 58 years already. I don't know how much longer she's going to.
58 years, sir?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we've been married 58 years.
That's amazing.
So, the hardest thing was in our life is where we lost our father. That hit us hard. Things we suffered over there in the old country. We got here. Things started looking up, looked great, good, and everything, and then all of a sudden, a year later, I was 13 years old when he died, and my other brothers were younger than I am. So you could see, and my poor stepmother, she's a wonderful woman. She never had a day of school here or in Greece. So the only thing she could do is go wash dishes in restaurants or be a help clean houses, housekeeper, and all that stuff.
Right.
And it was tough on her. It was tough on her.
Of course.
like I say, other than that, it's been good.
Awesome.
Favorite sports are hunting and fishing. I've done a lot of that. And, well, I have enjoyed life. It's been good.
That's amazing. Yeah. Where do you go to hunt and fish? And
mostly in and around the Craig area. But,
okay.
From Oak Creek to Craig, down to Brown Spark in that area, Black Mountain.
Right.
The territory that we grew up in North Country.
Right.
But it's getting time to hang it up.
Really?
79 years old, I can't run those hills.
79?
Yeah.
No way. And how have you seen hunting change? We've heard a lot about how the face of hunting has changed, especially out here.
Well, it's tremendous change from what it used to be. Same as everything else. It's just the multitudes are increasing. It's tough on the game and fish.
Right.
A lot of restrictions. Private property is getting to be hard to. You can't hardly go hunting anywhere on private property anymore. And years ago, the only thing you have to do is ask for permission, respect for the livestock, respect their property. You go off and they go hunting anywhere you want it to go. This is fine. I mean, you know, but in a way, I hate to say this, but I consider that a little bit selfish because the wildlife belongs to all of us and don't belong to everybody. But that's another way of making a living for certain people, and they have to take advantage of it. That's the thing. Other than that, it hasn't changed a whole lot.
Can you speak more about your business? I know you talked about, going into a partnership, and so what was it like to start a business here in Craig, and then?
Well, and having been in the business for Floyd Reed and them for that 10, 11 years, I had established good clientele. They supported me real well, and I was very thankful. It was exciting. It was challenging.
Right.
I enjoyed working with my relatives and my brother-in-law and that. I am a family-orientated type thing. And today I have four of my offsprings all together in the business with me.
Wow.
And they've been with me since the beginning, since they got old enough to be to work. They started from the wash rack, washing cars, and learned what it's all about. Swept floors in the shop, did this, and moved them to the parts department, and finally got them up to the front. And like I said, I am very proud of them. They've done a real good job. And it's been an exciting and challenging time. It's a wonderful business. And particularly, I love to be around people.
Right.
I love people. And
that certainly helps.
And I talk too much. So that falls in hand with car selling.
Right. And you started in about the time that the boom happened, correct?
Just about the time the plant started.
Right. So how did that have a hand in your business?
Well, yeah, it helped tremendously. Then when things slowed down, we had kind of a crash. And this is what has been happening in the Craig community all the years that I've noticed is Craig never gets a permanent growth and stays there. It's either boom or nothing. And that was a good booster for the community and for the city and everything. But it's starting again now, I see, and it's not going like a wildfire. I see for the energies coming in, a lot of opposition on that, but it's steadily growing, and that's what we need. We need something that'll grow day by day, year by year, month by month.
Right.
And it'll help this community in this time tremendously. The quick fix isn't the thing to support or have a successful community.
Right.
But it's a good country. It's a good area. A lot of people holler about the snow. Well, yeah, we get some snow. It isn't the end of the world, but I take that over these tornadoes and all the earthquakes that poor people go through. Because I experienced the earthquakes back in Greece when I was a child, and that's not fun.
No.
That isn't fun at all.
We're from Southern California, so
we're
pretty used to it. Yeah.
I can very well understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
You bet.
So, how have you seen your line of work evolve over the years, or has it been the
I'm
same?
sorry, what do I say?
How has your line of work evolved over the years, or
how it's evolved?
how it's evolved, yeah, your business and just the dealership industry and whatnot.
Well, it has grown, and done well, and it took quite a while to get the right people, and you can't keep everybody forever. Nobody's married to somebody else's business, but for the last 4 or 5 years here, and we've always had good people, good help, good, honest people. Presently, I think we've got the best team we've ever had in our business. Our shop is great, service manager is great. Sandra, our service writer, she's an angel. She don't know no stranger at all, and she treats everybody with respect.
Right.
And we've grown quite a bit. We had to cut back a bit because of expenses, but at the present time we got about 30 employees, and we were up to about 45 and stuff, but the expense and all that got too high, so we scaled it back. But the automotive business is a great business. It's a challenging business.
Right.
You don't know how it's going to change or how it's going to evolve from day to day. So you have to swing with the flow, and it's the only thing I could contribute to one thing that we have had our share of problems and all that, but my main joy and pride of our business in almost 40-some years we've been into, that we have a good reputation. I always tell people we're human, particularly in this service and working on vehicles and all that. Nobody's perfect.
Right.
Now, if you find something isn't done right and something is wrong, come back and tell us. Don't go mouthing off to Tom, Dick, and Harry. They can't help you.
Right.
You're not going to get anywhere, and that's the only thing you can do is get your blood pressure up. You come back, and if we don't take care of you, then I'll pay for the ad in the paper. So, it's been good.
Right.
It has been really good.
That's terrific. What's it been like, because you used to work with Larry Cook, right?
Yes.
And so, because he has his own...
Yeah, the Chevrolet Subaru deal.
So how is because there are 3 auto place
and Chevrolet and Ford, Jerry Thompson and Ford.
So is it a friendly competition? What's the relationship like between the 3 dealerships?
Well,
if I may ask.
that's putting me in a spot there a little bit.
You don't have to answer if you don't.
We get along.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Right.
We get along. We get along more so with the Ford people than we do. Because after working for him for that many years, well, when I told him I was leaving, he didn't like that.
Oh.
He didn't like that.
I'm sure you don't want to lose you as a...
And it's a sore spot. It's a sore spot, and I wish him no hard luck.
Right, of course.
But we don't see eye to eye. They're good people, though.
Right.
Other than that, man, I don't know what to tell you. There's so many small things that's happened in between. It seems like yesterday, but it's been so many years ago, I really can't even remember everything.
The reason I ask is just, it's amazing to me that there are 3 dealerships in this
small town,
and coming from both Jack and I, our fathers were in the military, so we ended up in 29 Palms, which is larger than Craig, but it has the same small town feel, but we have no dealerships. Or maybe one, but we go out to get cars, and so it's really interesting to me. So how have you, all been able to maintain that?
Well, you clash horns once in a while. You're bound to, you know what I mean?
Right.
And the only thing about it, you have to be honest and upfront, be a gentleman about it,
of course.
And continue on with business. Now, when you're talking about California, I forgot to say, my second son, Steve, after he got out of college, I can't tell you all the years, he interviewed with General Motors. And lo and behold, they hired him. And his job, first job himself, and the only job, was in California, in Thousand Oaks.
Oh, okay, yeah.
As a sales representative. And he ordered the cars for the dealers and fulfilled the dealers' needs and whatever they needed. And he was out there 7 or 8 years, and he got married while he was out there and all that. And unfortunately, at the end of the 6-7 years, they divorced, and he finally decided he had enough out there. So he came home and joined the dealership, and that was a boost in the arm because he went out. And he got to experience how the metro dealers deal, and it puts you on the defense, knowing if somebody says, "I went to Denver, for instance, I did this." We learned all their dirty tricks, and we don't pull those kind of things. And like I said, in learning the factory aspect and viewpoints of doing business, he could implement it to the dealership, and he gets along with it. The factory's fantastic.
So that's been a real asset to your business.
Great.
Yeah. That's excellent. So is the clientele mainly, who normally comes into the shop? Is it people from Craig? Do you get people from Meeker?
We've got a big drawing area. We got people from Meeker, we got people from Rangeley, we got people from Snake River up here, Steamboat Springs, Kremling, Rock Springs. Believe it or not, he even places some cars in California still, maybe.
Oh, really?
Not many, but half a dozen a year or so.
Yeah.
But and we get a lot of calls from all over, and you'd be surprised after people get to know you. How that develops into you become friends with them, and they'll treat it right, and they'll call. Most of them will not have it. They'll keep their trade-ins, and will buy a car, whatever they want, from one of the local dealers around there, and turn around and sell it to the customer. So we don't have no transportation to worry about that. So it's mostly our main business is this Tri-County area.
Right. Excellent. Yeah.
And we place a lot of vehicles in Denver.
Awesome. Then you went into your family a little bit, so can you talk to what it was like to raise your family here in Craig and your 4 children?
We didn't. I was fortunate enough and thankful enough that we did. We had good kids. None of them went to jail. None of them got arrested. Oh, they got their speeding tickets and so on and so forth. But it was great. It was great. And they had good friends and well liked, and they had a good time.
Was Craig conducive to you, raising the family that you wanted, and maybe the recreation that you took part in?
Yes. And right now, we still have, right now at the present, we have drug problems. But at those years,
Right.
nothing. Some beer and a little whiskey once in a while. But other than that, no, it was good. It was really good.
So what would your family do for recreation out here? I know you mentioned the hunting and fishing earlier.
Oh, the fishing, the hunting, picnics, outings with friends and neighbors. We took several vacations in a lot of places in the United States.
Right.
All over. We have relatives in Missouri, relatives in Arizona. We've been to California several times, and the friends he made with that relatives in Wyoming. The only place we really haven't spent any time, I like to do this sometimes, is the eastern United States. We haven't spent much time over there.
Right.
But as far as the western part of the United States, we've been all over here. And then with the divisions, they put you in contests.
Okay.
And we've been to Japan, we've been to Hawaii, we've been to the
Wow.
Caribbean, Germany, several different places. So it's a rewarding profession. It is a very rewarding profession.
That's really neat. So you've been to all these different places. I mean, you even lived in Greece. You went to Korea when you were in the Marine Corps. So what makes Craig, home for you, and why do you keep coming back here?
Well, because it's simplicity, because the crime rate is low. It's a wonderful place to raise children.
Right.
Good school systems, and the most important is the best neighbors and good friends you'll find anywhere.
Right.
That's the thing.
Right.
And they're all very supportive and good people.
That's awesome. Seems to be a common theme in all the conversations we've been having with people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It is.
I guess just to close out, how have you seen the face of Craig change over the years since you've been here? And maybe what's been the biggest change or?
Oh, it's been a huge change. I mean, the town at those times. That's why I was walking around that museum out there, just bringing memories back.
Oh, really?
And when the streets were still gravel and dirt, and there were small stores, mercantile stores and grocery stores, and men's. You had a little bit of everything. The men's store here, the men's clothing, the ladies' clothing, all that thing. And right next door where this empty lot is down here. At one time, my wife had a shop there. Pregnant women and baby clothing.
Oh, really?
So that she had that for about 4 years, and she sold it in when did she sell it? 1977, I think. And then some other people bought it, and it caught on fire and burned down. And another store that was next to it. And there, of course, she really made a lot of friends. She enjoyed that. So, like I say, it was the school system, the change, the community itself, the service facilities, everything is just gigantic anymore. I mean, it's remember the old days with the crank telephone. Number please, yeah, okay. So today with these computers and stuff, it's a different world. I still don't want any part of them. I don't touch one. So I don't know. It's a great place. The whole nation is wonderful. You'll never find a better country in the world. This is. I get tired of the snow. Yeah.
What was that?
I get tired of the snow.
Oh, yeah, but you'd rather
that's
deal with that than...
No biggie.
Right.
That's no biggie.
Awesome. Anything else about maybe how downtown has changed, or did you ever drag Maine? We've heard stories about people dragging Maine. And
Did I, Jan?
Yeah.
I didn't do anything like that, did I?
No, no, not at all.
Most certainly, we all done those. They had one patrolman on that side, another one over there.
Oh, what fun. Oh, what fun.
Yeah, and you know the beautiful part of it, they'd catch you.
Mhm.
Now you know better than that. What's your mother and dad gonna say?
She thinks you were in trouble. The cops waited till you got home.
Oh.
Right, well, Mom and Dad said.
And
But
you know,
at least you got the streets that were, you know, by the time I came along, they were two-way.
yeah, they were true.
You had to go around.
Uh-huh.
That was
Yeah.
not near as much fun.
Yeah, Main Street wasn't a two-way then.
All right.
But they talked to us in a manner that had us eating out of their hand. They had, if we seen anything serious bad happen or somebody was deadly wrong, we'd tell them. There's the people. Today they throw the book at these kids and they make them worse. And there's no common sense. So they go, yeah, I remember old George Krieger. He was one of the very first sheriffs.
Uh-huh. Are you going to have tears in your eyes? Oh.
Well, Tom, you know better than this. Had a big old mustache. He'd rub it. When he stopped running with his mustache, he knew he was really mad.
What was his name?
George Krieger.
George Krieger.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a very hearty yes, yours.
Could be. No, they're doing their job, but
Yeah.
still, they had control of the kids. They had the respect. And as an older person, and in particular as a law enforcement person or a business person, whether they're children or adults, you have to gain people's respect.
Right.
And respect them in the same manner. You don't do that, you haven't got anything. So these guys go out here with they stick a badge on them and they're Obama the second. It doesn't pan out very good for them. So, what else? What mischief did we do?
Does that bring back any memories for you?
Yeah, but I don't want to go in.
Do you remember when the one-way was put in? And did that affect the town at all? And
All people hated it. Everybody hated it. I
Right.
did too. I can't remember when that one is. That was in the early 70s in there somewhere when the boom came in with the plant. And that's when they put that in.
Right.
Everybody had a fit. And the other pet peeve right here, in the wintertime is the city. When they plow snow, they go through plow the streets and they plow their driveway shut.
Because they just go through and then all the snow.
That's funnier than hell. I don't know what else, dear.
You don't know what else? Okay.
We're-
No closing thoughts or anything?
No, I appreciate your efforts. I appreciate your
No,
interview.
it's been wonderful talking to you.
Unless Jan could throw something in there for me that
You know what?
doesn't have the time right now.
Off the record, I know.
Okay. Thank you very much, Lee.